I think. Hello. Hey, Anthony, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I don't know why the background went away. So it's picking from one of these. Which one do you like better?
Go back to the last one.
This one?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of just getting settled. But Anthony, do you want to talk about what the focus of the stream today is and what we're going to do? I'll fill
Sure.
in gaps. Actually, let me start by what we've done so far, and then you can take it away. So
Sounds good.
last stream, we were talking about how you can use feature flags, or kind of talking about dev cycles integrations with the developer workflows, things such as the CLI, the uh, VS Code integration. We didn't go into the GitHub integration because we were kind of out of time. So that's something we can talk about later, maybe today, maybe next time. But yeah, we're still working on the same e-commerce app that we created, which has a front end, back end, written in Node, Next, and Nest.js, and that's that. Anthony, I'll let you take it away for what we're doing today and what the goal for today is.
Yeah, cool. So you're right. We covered all those topics. Today, we want to sort of talk about the last stages of the feature flag lifecycle, which is getting your code tested, whether that be in lower environments all the way up to production, and then the actual task of cleaning up your flags once they're no longer needed.
Exactly. Yeah. Testing code and everything. So let's paint the picture, Anthony. What are we testing? What do you want to do? What's the plan?
So our last iteration of the website, the e-commerce site,
Mm-hmm.
I believe we played around with things like promo banners and things like that. Today we're going to change things up. Let's assume we just had a lot of activity, a lot of sales in the e-commerce site, and we want to actually highlight the products that are like our best sellers. Bring that up.
Popular products. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to bring that up, show new customers what other customers are buying, yeah. So that's one of the things we're going to add to the website, and we also are going to do things like obviously test it out in prod and do things like gradual rollouts, show what that looks like, rollbacks in case anything goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
We can simulate an error and what that would look like to roll something like that back.
Yep, exactly. So as you mentioned, and because we definitely did not talk about this before we got on the call, I'm going to start sharing. Sorry about multiple things happening, but I did go ahead and ask Cursor to create this popular products section for us, which just takes 2 products and adds it here. And control by feature flag, everything is good here. Now, well, what are like kind of the states of this feature or this thing you would want? Like, it's something new that you're adding on the web page. So first thing you want to do is like kind of make it like highlighted for the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna go to here and then add a border. I want to say blue, like this. I don't know if this will look good or if this is even the right thing to do. It added a border just to the bottom. It's because of that. It doesn't look amazing, but you know what? I know what the problem is. Can you add a nice blue border for the section I want to make it nice for make it visibly. Can you read my screen, or is it too small? Do I need to up the font size a little bit?
Let's see. No, I can read it. It's not too bad.
All right, let's see if cursor's able to do it better. We'll definitely be able to do it better. But now that we are in this state, let's look at what we have. So we have this thing. We want to, of course, test it out, right? And how we would do that. So let's go into let's create this variable on DevCycle once it's done doing everything. And then we can talk about like the good and bad of like how to do it. See, a lot better.
Definitely.
Make it controllable by a DevCycle variable called show product. All right, we have this. So let's go to our app. Okay, don't know why that's happening. Yeah, we're in DevCycle. We don't have any issues. So I'm just gonna create a new feature called popular product. So as a developer, if I'm going to create something like this, I'm gonna go in, create a feature. I'm gonna call this show popular products, just because I want my variable to be what I use in my code. So let's create this, and then all right. So this is doing what it should be. I'm gonna go ahead and create another variable and call it show popular. What did I call this? Show products border. I'm just gonna call this show popular products banner, and I'm gonna on and then off. Now, what when we think about something like this, we have three states, right? We have a state where the product, the popular products banner or the section will be not visible at all. You'll have a state where it is visible and it is like highlighted as new, but you want to kind of get out of that phase after like certain time, like maybe 2 weeks or so, or like a week or so. So we want to have the other state that has no banner or no color visible, but the banner visible. Does that make sense? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a new variation and call it show banner without border. And I'm going to show this, but this will be off. Oh, I've confused myself and everybody watching. Sorry. Show popular prod. I'm just gonna call it show section without border. At that, I'm gonna update this so that I can't update it. I can't update the name of this anymore. So, you know what? Let me create a variable that's just called show product popular product border. I call it banner for some reason. So you want it on, you want it on, off, and then you want this to be off. All right. So now we have three states. I'm gonna change the variation name so they make sense. Show popular products section, don't show popular products section. Okay. I think we're happy with this. I'm going to save this. And now I have all these flags to use. You know what I'm going to do? The banner, I'm going to remove it just because and archive it after removing. All right. We have this.
What does that do? Archive?
Oh,
What if
archiving is essentially you're not deleting the variable, but you're archiving it so that it's not available as a variable that can be used. So something that Lifecycle has is, as we talked about earlier, like all of the flags are variables and all of the features are basically the flag groups. What happens in that case is that if you ever want to take something out of take a variable out of a flag and then associate it to another variable, you can do that. So if I did not select that, that's what you'd be able to do. So let me go to Canada Day Sale, and
so you can reassociate a flag with another feature.
Yeah, so exactly. And I'm gonna show like what that would mean. So I'm gonna just do what was this? What is this called? The show Canada Day Sale. Okay, so sale price, right? I'm gonna make this a number variation on 49.99 and then 55.00. So I'm gonna create this variable. Now what happens is that sometimes you would want the variable in different places. Like you would want it to be controlled by a different feature after you're done with this. And what you can do at that time is like just remove the variable, and that's all we're doing. We're just removing it so that it will not be targeted. And if I go back to like let's say popular products, because that's what we're working on right now. Wait 1 second, did I not save this? I didn't delete it. It's not deleted yet for some reason. Okay, but if I were to add a thing here, call it sale price, was it? I want to create one. Sale price. Yeah. Oh no, that's ask me to create it. Sorry.
I think when you removed it from the other feature, we just have to save it.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to save it.
Good.
And I guess I forgot to save the one from there too. So remove and then save. And let's go back to our popular products. Remove or add this variable sale price. There you go. And then the value now can be like $39.99. I don't know, 50 and 49.99. And then you can have the same variable just be controlled by a different feature now.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm going to remove this and archive it because this is a flag we do not want to use. And then I'm going to save it. Actually, I'm going to remove this too. I don't need this. We're done showing the functionality of that. All right. So do we have what we wanted? Yeah, show products border, and perfect. So now we have two of these variables, show popular products and show products border. I'm gonna turn them to be false as like the default state, because I had it turned on just so that we could see it, but I'm going to kind of use the what was I gonna say? I'm gonna use the actual like targeting to see if it's working or not.
How did you get those flags into your code base after you created it in Lifecycle? It looks like
I didn't do that. I actually asked Cursor to do it, and Cursor was smart enough to know that I have a DVC variables file. This is actually auto generated, and it went ahead and did the same thing for me here, but we're not really using it anywhere. So that's why I turned them off, because we didn't actually add it. It was like added through just AI.
Gotcha.
So let's actually add them now. Let's go to features, popular products, and then show popular products. I think this is correct. And then this one is the border. Yes. But okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to update this in the DevCycle. Yeah, this file as well. Because it doesn't know that this is an actual variable type yet. Because we talked about it last time that we are going to update to use the types generated from CLI as part of our app to make sure that we get the correct types whenever we're using something. So I'm just gonna keep using this, and then yeah, all right. So everything is turned on in development right now. I'm gonna go back and just make sure that it's working. Okay, so on my screen I see this. Let me do this. Okay, so I see the popular products, and it is because it's turned on. And I'm gonna say test all of the different kind of functionalities of it. So let's go ahead and turn it off, and it goes away. It works how we want it. What if we go to the state of kind of showing it without doing or without the border? I think I set it up properly. Yeah, it should show product should be true, and then banner should be off. All right. So clearly, this version of it doesn't work for us for some reason, and we'll have to just test why. But like, you see how I'm serving it to every single user here? That doesn't usually work well, because what if somebody's working on something on like another developer is working on something on their side of things?
Which environment are you in?
I'm currently in development environment.
Okay.
But that's why, like, is if multiple people are developing together, they might see flashes or changes to their dashboard, which they probably don't want to see. So we'll talk about how to kind of get past that. Let me just see what's happening here. So show popular products is false. I wonder why. If I do show, does it go yes for both? Yes. It turns to true. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I mean, it's serving a different variation. Oh, okay, it worked.
Nice.
Something was wrong, but you can see the
border's gone.
There's no border now. So that kind of process of doing it through targeting rule is one thing. I was kind of cheating because I just had it set as all users, and it made it easier for me to test it that way, which is not the best way to test. I'll show you what the best way to test is for like any developer, and that's using this thing called self-targeting. The way self-targeting works is that you enter your user ID, and then you can select what variation you want to be serving. So let's turn everything off, right? We turn it off, popular product should not be available. That is how it should be. And I'm gonna add a user ID. For the admin user, I want to show popular products in section. So now I'm serving that, and I just realized the next SDK does not support
user ID
targeting. Yeah, it does not support self-targeting at the moment. Oh no, it should. No, I think it should support self-targeting. Let's just check the docs real quick.
And that's the user ID you're passing in, right? On init?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Limitation. Okay, no, there are no limitations of that. there's other limitations, but self-targeting is not a limitation. So maybe I'm passing in the wrong user ID. Let's see. Dev cycle. Oh, it's user ID dot value. I don't know what this user ID is, so let's try to print it. It's anonymous. All right.
Oh.
And if I update this, yep. Okay,
Yep.
it works.
Fantastic.
It works how I want it. All right, and now, so one thing is that when you're self-targeting, you're only targeting yourself and controlling what the interface should look like for yourself. You're not like delivering it for every single person.
Yeah.
Which makes it a lot easier to test. So I can do things like this, and it just shows up on my screen how I want it.
And what does that mean at the bottom? No team members are.
Oh yeah. So in my org right now, there is nobody that has a self-targeting setup for this feature. So I can also see other people's self-targeting. If you want to go into my test org and set up like self-targeting, I'll be able to show you, like, see
Gotcha.
what that looks like.
Well, what's the main benefit there? Is that just if you're debugging anything to ensure that you guys are like both developers are looking at the same variation?
Same variation, also just like making sure you know what the other person's looking at. Because like what happens is if Anthony comes up to me and goes like, "Hey, this feature doesn't work properly," and on my screen it works properly, but on yours it doesn't, and I'll have to be like, "Let me see what you're being served." And if I see that you're being served something different than what it should be here, then it will. I can like it's easy debug that way.
Gotcha.
So kind of like for debugging, making sure that everybody's on the right page.
Gotcha. So that's great for validation. If you were to do something like this in targeting rules, you wouldn't get that validation.
You would get the validation. It just makes like
it's more visual the other way though.
It's more visual, but like I can do user ID is anonymous and then show this, turn it on. But I need to turn off my self-targeting for that because self-targeting takes precedent over the targeting rules.
That makes sense.
So yeah, now that I'm serving this, I can have another one that says, oh, user ID is Anthony, for Anthony only. And then this is for Parth. And then I can serve something different. But you see how this is taking up a lot more real estate?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like in the concept of like dev cycle, every time you save something here, what happens is that there's a new config generated and your users kind of pull for the config again. And at that time, there's a refresh of the config. Sometimes you don't want that to happen to everybody. So if I was doing something like this in production, I wouldn't want the config to be refreshed every single time I want to test something like here. And that's where self-targeting comes into play. And it's so much easier because you're not changing the config. The config stays the same. Only the self-targeted users are going to kind of listen on the second kind of connection to make sure that all of the self-targeting changes are being shown as they need to be. So those are also real time, but not real time, if that kind of makes sense.
Very cool.
All right. So that was us doing things on the dashboard. Pretty okay, but let's try this new thing that we've put out recently called the MCP. So the DevCycle MCP seems like a really, really nice tool for us to use for all of these things. And I'm going to show you how to do the same thing through like the MCP. Let me go ahead and I'm going to get rid of my user ID. Okay, I'm just going to change it to Parth. Okay. And then I thought I was able to remove the user ID, but okay, that's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna make sure I have the MCP installed. What was it? I think this is part of settings. Cursor settings.
Yep.
MCP and integration. Yeah, I do have it enabled and it's working. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to first, you know what? Let's delete this whole feature and start again. So we'll delete the feature and ask MCP to do all of this for us. Popular products. All right, delete it. All right, so can you create a dev cycle feature? You know what? I've been told that it's always nice if you open a new chat. So I'm going to do that. Agent mode, ask it, can you create a new dev cycle feature for called, what was it, popular products, and assign both of the newly created variables to it. I want 3 variations, as those are the states. First, to show the products and the banner. Second, to not show either products or banner.
Do you want to say border?
Yes. Sorry, that's the one. Border. Border. Third, to show the products without the border. All right, I'm gonna see if this works. I haven't used the dev cycle MCP in this repo yet, so let's see if it's able to kind of make the connection. And I am using GPT-5. I don't know if that has any kind of change to it or limitations to it, but let's see.
This is really interesting because I'm curious what the expectation is here. It's not only going to create the element or the component.
So the component is already created, right? And we have the flags. So I am telling it to go ahead and add them to DevCycle. And it started calling DevCycle now. So as you can see, it called select project, which is kind of the thing to specify which project we're using. But sorry, what were you saying?
No, which your answer clarified everything. We already have the component built because we already did that through Cursor. We removed the association with the feature in DevCycle.
Yeah, so it's as if we just took everything we did on the dashboard and just deleted it. So that was the idea there. Let me make sure the variables are also deleted. I don't know if okay, so this is the only one that's unassociated. Okay, makes sense. And the other ones are archived, but we're not using any of these. Yeah, so the variables did get deleted. Yeah, see, so it has decided to use the, wait, I don't know which project it's using. Oh, it is using the correct project, the audience test project. Amazing. And it's calling the list variable list feature.
And these are all commands that we've exposed, right?
Yes, so these are all commands that are exposed on the MCP server. It show you exactly where that is or what you can see. So in the MCP, there's like enable tools, and you can kind of see all these are available tools that we have currently available. Now, there are I realized we didn't talk about how to install the MCP server. We just started using it, but we can install it. We can go to the install flow as well. It's very nice, very quick actually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, being able to do all of this makes life a lot easier. Okay, so I'll create the new feature, and it's 3 variations now. Associate 2 variables to it. Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right. So while we're waiting, Anthony, how's your day going?
Busy.
Busy?
Yeah. Busy. Surprisingly busy for a Friday, but it is getting sunny out. Getting a little colder here in Toronto.
Yeah, it is. Also, I forgot to mention it, but if my stream does, like, my screen share goes away, please let me know.
It's been steady the entire time.
Yeah, knock on wood for that. I don't know when it will go away or stay.
Yeah.
But
Nice. So a question for you regarding what Cursor's doing right now with those commands. Is it making how's it working behind the scenes? Is it making use of like individual API calls?
Yes and no. So our MCP server, let's take a look at the docs real quick. So the MCP server is kind of part of the CLI and kind of built together, which is nicer because we already have the CLI that could do a lot of things. So if you look at the CLI reference, there's more information about the MCP server here, but there are kind of tools you could use. This is the same thing we used last time to generate types for us, and it already had the functionality of like getting the project's environments and SDK keys and everything. So it was already kind of it was already capable of these things, but now we are exposing those capabilities through the tools in the MCP. So MCP uses the CLI to do it. It's very neat. These are all the these are all the tools that we have. We don't have every single tool here because then it will get kind of too big. But
makes sense. But it sounds like we have the most commonly used ones.
It's everything you would need to get things done in
code.
In code, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So one thing it's doing right now, it's adding this new feature to a kind of draft that I created for open feature of like kind of what is being used where. It's like a markdown file that I have, so it's doing everything that I asked it to. That is because we have some. This was part of like my like what was it, the AI hackathon we did, and I talked about how can we make it so that we have kind of rules in our repo that are always being followed, because sometimes AI is going to use not the best way of doing things. So I'm like, this is how you should be using it. So there are things like how we do like new pages, like how do we show new pages, what do we show otherwise, what kind of calls to use for the variable calls and default values and how they kind of work. But that's why it's doing a lot more. But it looks like it's done it. I'm gonna ask it to, can you enable it for dev environment for showing both. So let's take a look at the dashboard just to see what was able to do. Okay, so popular products, what we wanted. It actually added the tags itself, like homepage, popular UI. This is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. This is took me for a spin there, but
tags are used for searching capabilities, right? Search filtering, and those tags associated with each feature, that's used for like searching, filtering. Okay.
I believe so. Let me see. Yeah, homepage tags were getting searched. You know what? Let's do this generate AI summary, which is a new feature. Essentially takes in whatever your targeting rules are and writes a like human readable format of it. So just kind of giving us a what is and how does it work. So let's save it and just look at this while cursor is doing more things. Show both variation. Okay, so manage feature. Something I see here, the variations did not get created with
Values.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask it. Can you add the variable values to the variation? They seem to be missing. I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting it to work, but clearly it does not work at the moment.
I have a feeling once you have more than one variable in your feature, it probably adds like a little bit more complexity.
Yeah, that's what we tested this with Fire, I guess, instead of testing it a better way or like easier way. Yeah, so this is serving the show product and border, but it doesn't have any variables in this variation yet.
Right.
So I'm gonna see if it can figure it out. If not, just go ahead and add them, just for like kind of speed and ease of access. But in the meantime, we can look at kind of what the current limitations are in the MCP.
And you compare this to the CLI. The benefit, I guess, going the MCP route is you can use human like readable language to have cursor to actually do things, and then have it connected to DevCycle rather than finding the commands in the CLI.
Yep, that's exactly where it would be useful. Let me see if I added any DevCycle documentation to the open feature integration, because I added things like, oh, you should always like create this feature this way, or use the CLI. Okay, it doesn't have anything, but I was trying to make it so that every single feature that is created would have a specific flow. So you would have it as like you would use the CLI to do it and make sure that it's created properly. It looks like we're getting all of the things as we would want. Yeah, everything is correct.
Yep.
Turn off dev targeting and self target me using anonymous user ID to the what was it, show products only variation. So now I'm essentially just doing whatever I did on the dashboard, but through the MCP. I just want to see if it works. I haven't tested self-targeting through this, but if it does work, that would be, I think, pretty cool. All right, so let's set up a production targeting rule. Let's talk about how you would kind of take this from kind of like what am I trying to say?
How would you test in production?
Not necessarily test in production, but like how would you deploy this in production? So the first thing you would want is create show new products, right? Like after you've done testing, you would kind of, for all users, you would just be like, I want to show the new products and border. And then you can do, actually, what if it's a multi-step rollout? Actually, no, we don't need a multi-step rollout here. The reason we don't need a multi-step rollout is that we don't need to go from a certain number of users to more.
Since right now it's only us that has access to this application. But I guess if you had like hundreds, thousands, millions of users.
Yeah, then you can kind of slowly go up. So show new products without banner. And let's say if I were to just do all users will get served this. but on a schedule. So specific time and date. Let's see, 19th, 11 a.m. This is how you can set up so that you would want the users to get the products without banner, or show the new products.
Oh,
This
so
way you kind of go.
you can preset this up. You can set up their experience ahead of time.
Yeah. So this is the kind of the giving 2 weeks from now for this. And an error has occurred. I don't know what happened.
What I like about that approach is that within those 2 weeks, you can validate if the purpose of actually using or highlighting popular products,
Mm-hmm. If it got more
correct,
clicks or not. Yeah.
exactly. Whatever outcome you were looking for, you'd be able to validate that
Without border. All right. I know why I didn't save, because it was I made the changes on the other side. But let's see, without border, and then schedule this from the 19th and show popular products, and do that. All users. Okay, I'm gonna save it. It'll work. Okay, so one thing that we can see is right now it's not targeted in development, and if I open up the self-targeting view, it got the right key, it set the user ID, and it did show products without border because that's what we wanted to see. Can you self-target me into show both now? So this is kind of makes it easier to test things without actually going to the dashboard and kind of just doing it on here.
Gotcha.
This is pretty cool. I actually wasn't expecting it to do everything, but look, it's there.
I see. It is very cool. I see you using kebab case for some of the variations. What if you just put it as human readable, like?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
For your last test.
Can you self-target me to see nothing?
Sure.
Because that's a little vague-ish.
Yes, I want to see how it handles ambiguity.
So it says hi products and board. Yeah. Yeah, it realized that it wants to show none, and then now there's nothing. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So this is kind of makes life easier. Now the flow that I showed you was like 2 people working on it, so like a developer working on it, like how they would do it, how they would test it. But the same like kind of testing flow can be used by your QA team. If your team is big enough, you have QA like engineers, or like if you have QA team that can go in, self-target themselves to see a specific kind of variation, test it out, and then go back to kind of doing the other variations, like testing other variations. And yeah, MCP makes life a lot easier. The MCP flow, I would say, would be more useful for people who are touching the code and like kind of creating the feature, the variables, variations, and everything for you, and makes like life that much easier. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete this and see if MCP is able to do it. Can you add production targeting? I want to show products without border after 14 days and otherwise show both to all users. I want to see if this is able to do it, because then it would be a lot nicer, I would say. It should be able to, but like all the time that we kind of spent on setting it up, even though it's like it's not that crazy of a time that we spent on it, it's pretty quick. Just want to see if everything's doable.
This is great though, because you don't need to go to the dev cycle dashboard. Technically, you can.
Yeah, exactly. So When we're creating the CLI, that was the kind of main driving focus. Is like, how can we make things in your kind of IDE, like make the developers not have to leave the IDE to
Yeah.
go to dashboard, because
Yeah.
then you essentially have the same flows. Like you have your dashboard, you have the app that you're running, and you have your CLI or your IDE. There's also the driving factor for adding the DevCycle integration in here. This also kind of relies on the CLI to work. So the CLI is able to like kind of now they kind of do both on both sides. So that's pretty cool.
It feels like by preventing that switching, like devs would be theoretically more productive.
Yeah, theoretically more productive. Now it did it. Let's see if it did it right. Oh, it did do it right. So all users show product without border September 18. That's okay. And for now, show products and border. Kind of liking this MCP flow, to be honest. Now let's quickly jump into something very quick about clearing and removing the flags from your code.
So we're talking about like the last stages of feature flags, or just
Yeah, exactly. So like we went from creating a flag to testing it in different environments and also setting up like your production targeting rules and everything. Now, you actually tell me, what do you want? Do you want this product or do you not want this product? What do you think the users are probably going to think of when we are removing this product? Or
when we're removing the entire feature called popular products?
Yeah, so if you were to
Yeah.
consolidate this feature, like, are we keeping this feature or not keeping this feature? Is the
Yeah.
question.
So let's go, if we're doing any sort of cleanup, let's assume our hypothesis was that showing this feature was going to increase sales for these particular products.
Yeah.
Let's assume actually that wasn't the case, right? Because sometimes in product management that happens and your hypothesis is wrong. And obviously you want to fall in love with the problem, not your solution. So like, don't keep it just for the sake of keeping it. So in this case, let's actually clean it up. Let's actually remove it.
Okay. Lovely. Now, if we're cleaning it up, the next step from like DevCycle perspective is marking this as complete, because we're done kind of doing anything to this feature. So I'm gonna mark it as complete. You said you do not want to show it, right?
Is this possible through the MCP as well?
I'm not sure, but let's see.
Where would you go to find out before you put in a command? Could you check your tools?
You could. So maybe if you go to the MCP like feature management tools, see what it can do. So update feature does all of this, but there is one that says update feature status.
Okay.
And it can do like archive, complete, or active. Active is the current. So let's update the feature status to be complete. And yeah, let's see if this can do it.
I'm very curious if it's going to ask for the winning variation or the final variation.
Oh yeah, I want to see how it does it. I'm not gonna give it right now. So can you complete the feature, and can you update the feature status to be complete? I know if I kind of ask it to do something else, it might like hallucinate. So I'm just keeping my words a little bit closer to what the tool calls are. And let's see what it does. All right, planning next moves. I think GPT-5 has been doing this thing where it like creates a list of planning and then does it. But I also saw this with Claude 4. I've only switched to GPT-5 like yesterday. But let's see. Completing the feature search, disabling targeting, which static variation would you want? Oh, it asks you what you want. But it only has the show ones, show both or show products only. Confirm, and I'll mark it accordingly. I want to show none. I don't want to show anything. Let's see. I will and serve the show none across all environments. Okay, it did it. Nice. I'm actually very impressed.
That was clean.
It was.
Curious to see what the dashboard looks like now.
Yes. Let's take a look. Here, let's just go to the full view. So, not found in code. No evaluations ever seen because we haven't set up this properly.
Mhm.
But not found in code is because we didn't set up the GitHub,
Yeah.
the integration yet.
Maybe a nice segue to the next stream.
Exactly. We can do that then. So the feature is complete. Variable values can still be modified, but we need to set it to in progress. I want to actually, you know what? Mark for cleanup. So these are both marked for cleanup.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can do generate types with inline comments again, and what that looks like. So, what did it do? Okay, you know what? Default. But one thing is that now show popular products is deprecated. This is what I wanted to kind of get to, is like these two variables are now deprecated, and we have a note that said they should be cleaned up. Now there is a DVC cleanup command. And which variable would you like to clean up? I'm gonna clean up the show popular products. Type of the variable is a Boolean. Variable value for this, I want it to be false. Actually, you know what? Let me do the banner first. The border, sorry. But I don't know why I keep saying banner.
Probably because that's what we were working on last stream.
Yeah. Error parsing the this doesn't exist. Oh no, yeah, this doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why it's going to that.
I'm curious, if you were to put this in cursor, would it call the cleanup command? Is that how cleanup would work, or no relation?
That's a good question. Let's test it out. Oh wait, wait. Let me call cleanup one more time with the border. Okay, never mind. It's just being weird. Okay, so can you clean up the deprecated variables?
Oh, this is interesting. So then it
Let's
should both.
see this and like let's see what it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very curious.
So what it should do is it should get rid of the popular products. First, I want to identify the deprecated variables in your code base. Okay, so it is reading the DVC variable type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Navigating conflicting instructions. The developer instructed me to keep going until the user query is resolved, but there's a warning to confirm before making changes. In this case, since the user specifically asked me to clean up the deprecated variables, all right. I'll remove the deprecated variables from Lifecycle, and then edit things to delete their type entries and exports. Okay, but are you actually going to delete them from the use case here? Oh, yeah, check for any usages of the deprecated variables. Perfect.
When it says usage, like code usages, correct?
Yeah, so it actually just grepped to see where the variables are being used, and it found the places where it's being used, and it says it will remove the variables from Lifecycle as well. So,
oh, interesting.
I'll look at and remove all code references to be deprecated to the deprecated variables in the page, then delete the variables from DevCycle and parallel. Okay.
I wonder what it means when it says delete the variables from DevCycle. Is it going to delete archive? Is it gonna?
I think it's going to delete, like delete. I'm
I
gonna.
think so too, because we haven't actually specified archive. If
It will
variable.
delete the variable.
There you go.
Yeah. So that makes sense. I mean, we don't want it anymore.
Yep.
And
That's
if it's not being used in code, then we're good to delete it. So it actually is going to delete 3 variables, but
3. I see 2.
one of them was already like completed as part of something before. So that's why it's doing 3. All right, let's it's been taking a while. Okay, so it deleted the validation error. Must be removed from the associated variable. Okay. So it cannot delete because it's still associated to a feature.
Interesting.
All right, let's see how it tackles that. Check the provider parameters. Verify fields are not missing. Review parameters. Okay, whatever. Oh, dissociate. Okay, so update and remove all the variables. Cannot update variations on. Okay, nice. This is becoming interesting, I would say. And it's fun watching it kind of tackle all of these things.
From your experience with Cursor, do these flows start to become a lot
quicker?
Yeah, exactly. Now that it actually understands what you'd want it to do.
I'm
just curious if you were to call cleanup for a feature, a month.
Sorry, one thing I just want to point out. I'm switching the popular products feature back to active so I can remove and delete 2 deprecated variables. Then I'll set it back to complete. After that, I'll clean up the thing. So it's doing things that we would want to. And it knew that it had to kind of make the changes. But I just don't know if it is able to delete it.
What would be the effect of that approach on like production right now? Like, let's say this was actually something being used by users.
So if this was actually being used in production and you wanted to like not do this, is that the question? Or
so it's putting this feature back into active state, right? But it looks like it's setting it to the variation that users are already being served. So I would expect users to not see any different.
Yeah, there are no changes for the users. It's still the same, I guess, feature state where it's still serving everybody the same variation.
Got it.
And okay, now I was able to actually delete the variables. So it actually tackled it pretty nicely, knowing that we were very vague about it and we gave it a not good kind of flow for it.
Yeah, the fact that it understood or what was required to actually make this change is pretty incredible.
Okay, so one thing that I saw, which was interesting here, is that it removed the flag, it removed the variables, both of them, but it set them to false. And it also removed the whole popular products section because we don't need it anymore. And it left a comment: popular products removed due to completed feature cleanup. But I don't know if I would say I'm very happy with this here. Oh, okay, fine, never mind. It deleted all of them.
It's still in the process.
Yeah, so like the first phase of it was to kind of set it to false and then delete the code. But that's a good flow, I would say. I'm kind of happy with it. If I were to reload this page, what would I see? And there are no variables in this, and it is still being targeted in production. It didn't really do anything except for marking it as complete in thing, but let's see if it actually removes it from dev cycle. I'm not expecting it to be honest. Okay, so yeah, the end result for us is that we no longer have the popular products thing that we wanted to test.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's where we are, and kind of impressed by the MCP, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Keep this, and keep all. Can you also delete the feature? It won't be able to delete the feature. Oh, actually, it will be able to delete the feature. Never mind. But we actually don't want to delete the feature. Let me stop this. Can you archive the feature? Now, the reason that you choose to archive over delete is archive will make sure that all the auto log and the variables, like everything that you changed in this feature, you have access to, even if the feature doesn't have anything. So if we were to look at the audit log right now, you see all these things that we did, or like I did through the MCP. And you can still see like what happened and when. So variables removed, you can see like which variables were removed. But if you were to delete it, you will not have access to anything later. So that's why I asked it to archive it instead. So is this archived now? It is archived. Okay. So I think this was a good kind of flow of testing everything, going from creating, testing, like deploying through the rollout, and kind of ending it with deleting and cleaning up the flags in your code base.
Yep.
I'm a little I'm happy that the MCP was able to do all of these things. I think it was a little slower because of my the rules and everything I have set up, but other than that, I'd say this was a good success.
Yep. This is incredible because we only had 2 flags, but I can imagine teams that have some might even have never done cleanup and have like hundreds of flags to be able to.
Yeah. That's the one thing with using feature flags, that teams don't want to use feature flags because they add a lot of tech debt in your code base, but it kind of comes with the adoption of feature flags, where you need to go ahead and clean up these flags at a reasonable time, make sure it works, like it doesn't add extra complexity. There's actually a tool that an extension we added that does the complexity testing. I don't know if I still have it, but yeah, we have. Let me show you something real quick. I know we're kind of over time, but can you see this? Complexity is 58. Bloody
hell. I can't.
Yeah. So it adds like function complexity above this, and it kind of makes it easier to know which functions are like you have too many things happening in there or not. So
very interesting.
all of these make you kind of question what you're doing. So if you look at like something like the promo banner, the complexity is 3 because the complexity is just like passing in the properties.
So anything significantly complex needs to be broken down to multiple functions.
Exactly. Multiple kind of what do you call components for when you're using React. And that's what we haven't been doing here. We haven't we just added things in as one. But I forget the name of that. Let me see if I have it. Complexity. Yeah, complexity metrics or code metrics. That's what it's called. Yeah, code metrics. Very cool. But I think that's it for the stream today.
Mhm.
Anthony, what are your kind of ending thoughts?
No, I'm extremely happy. I think everything we wanted to do today, we were able to do.
Mhm.
I think the segue is great into ideas for the next stream, which will probably be the code integration, stale flags, notifications. Because what we did today was we intentionally removed a feature that we no longer needed. But it'd be great if DevCycle can tell us which flags actually, or which features need to be deleted if they're stale, for example. So looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, good teaser. Makes our stream planning a little easier this way. But yeah, it's great. We can talk more about that later. But thanks everybody for joining. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to join our Discord and message Anthony or me. If you have anything, if you want to see in the stream, maybe something that some workflows that you might have encountered that we haven't talked about. So yeah,
Sounds great.
that's it. Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great Friday.
Bye-bye.
See ya.